So when your kids get older, say around school age or getting ready to go to school, they need a different kind of book to help prepare them for kindergarten. One of my son's favorites was Pizza Pat. It's a cumulative book, so he was able to pretty much read the book to me because he was able to remember some of the parts of the book. You'll see as we start. Pizza Pat. This is Pat. This is the tray that Pat bought. This is the dough, all stretchy and floppy, that lay in the tray that Pat bought. This is the sauce, all gooey and gloppy, that covered the dough, all stretchy and floppy, that lay in the tray that Pat bought. It keeps on accumulating. These are the sausages, spicy and choppy, that sat on the sauce, all gooey and gloppy. They covered the dough, all stretchy and floppy, that lay in the tray that Pat bought. And if they need the repetition, it helps their memory remember this is the tray that Pat bought, this is the sauce, and so forth. It's just a repetition. This happened first, this happened second, this happened third. So they need to know the order of things whenever they start reading. They're asked that in kindergarten. It gives them kind of a leg up then. When they're in kindergarten, they already know, hey, I remember that because we talked about that when I was 4. This is what we talk about whenever we're developing narrative skills in children as well. They need to know, like I said, what comes first, what comes second, what comes last. Whenever, not just the repetition of a book, a cumulative story, any story, they need to know what happens. You can do that with any story. Here's another example of narrative skills. They can help you narrate this story. There is a repetition in this story, so you can alert them as to when it's coming and tell them what part it is. Bear snores on. In a cave in a woods, in his deep dark lair, through the long cold winter, sleeps the great brown bear. Cuddled in a heap with his eyes shut tight, he sleeps through the day, he sleeps through the night. The cold winds howl, and the night sounds growl. But the bear snores on. That's the part I want you to repeat. And that's what you would say to the child, and then you have them repeat it whenever it's time. An itty-bitty mouse, pitter-patter tiptoe, creep crawls in the cave from the fluff cold snow. Mouse squeaks, too damp, too dank, too dark. So he lights wee twigs with a small, hot spark. The coals pip-pop and the wind doesn't stop. But the bear snores on. Okay, this is good for the 4 to 5-year-old as well. Some of them might even be able to read some of these words themselves if they've had enough practice and looks at books. It's also rhyming again. Jog, frog, jog. They can predict what's coming. This is a frog. This frog likes to jog. Put on his shoes. He jogs in the day. He jogs in the night. Uh-oh. This is dog. You can wait for them to participate and say that that's what this is. It kind of gives them the pat on the back that they're actually reading a word, which is good for them. The dog does not like frogs. He's kind of mean. The dog sees the frog. Jog, frog, jog! Jog in the water. Jog in the bog. Go, frog, go! Ooh, this is another good place where they can predict. What do you think is going to happen? Where do you think that frog might go? It helps them predict as to what's going to happen next. That's something that they need to know. Yep, you were right. He went into the log. Jog into the log. The log stops the dog. Uh-oh, poor dog is stuck. Wonder how he's going to get...
If you'd like other suggestions for good reads for your preschooler, ask one of our youth services staff. Helping kids become strong readers is probably the most important thing we can do for them after food, clothing, and shelter. In today's world, we all have to be lifelong learners, and reading is the core skill for all learning. Every Child Ready to Read is a program offered from time to time through Ashtabula County District Library for adults who want to help build strong reading skills in their kids even before they start school. If you'd like to attend such a program, please get in touch.